Welcome to another video presented by Raven Expeditions. Please subscribe to my channel and share this video to support my work. My name is Ozymandias, King of Kings. Look on my works, ye mighty, and despair. Nothing beside remains, round the decay of that colossal wreck. Boundless and bare, the lone and level sands stretch far away. These are the last verses of the 1818 sonnet called Ozymandias, written by one of the Romantic poets, Percy Bysshe Shelley. Ozymandias was incidentally the Greek name given to Ramses II, which was a corrupted version of the pharaoh's praenomen or throne name User-Maatra. The poem explores the ravages of time, contemplating that even the greatest men and their empires are merely temporary, and they are all consigned to oblivion by the transience of time. Yet it may also be claimed that despite its ravaging forces, time also immortalizes works of art and masterpieces that can be enjoyed and appreciated by posterity. And this is precisely what we're doing today, visiting the mortuary temple of the pharaoh who came to be known as Ramses the Great for his major accomplishments in ancient Egypt. Indeed, the Ramesseum was built by the 19th Dynasty pharaoh Ramses II, also known as Ramses the Great, whose reign stretched between 1279 and 1213 BC during the New Kingdom. Constructing this mortuary temple ensured to keep the pharaoh's memory alive after his death. Dedicated to god Amun, the major deity of the Egyptian pantheon, this mortuary temple is better known as the Ramesseum that was coined by Champollion in 1829. Its original name was rather long and awkward, House of Millions of Years of User-Maatra Setepenra, that unites with Thebes, the city in the domain of Amun. The temple complex is situated on the west bank of modern-day Luxor, a popular area for mortuary temples of pharaohs of the New Kingdom. It's pretty large, covering an area of 210 by 178 meters. It is further speculated that the complex had a sacred lake. However, its location hasn't been identified yet. Two opposite rows of Assyrian statues of Ramses II decorate the second courtyard. They are in a relatively well-preserved state, especially when compared to the remainder of the temple complex. In fact, this second courtyard is in a much better condition than the first courtyard that has practically nothing left of it. Meanwhile, a colossal granite statue of Ramses himself once stood in the center of the first courtyard of the temple complex. In its heyday, it would have been around 20 meters high, weighing about 1,000 tons. How about that? It was in fact one of the largest monolithic statues ever erected. The objective was to depict the pharaoh as a beneficent ruler, a mighty warrior, and a living god. The statue was aptly named Ramses, the son of foreign sovereigns. Today it's in ruins and is completely shattered, becoming the inspiration for the sonnet written by Shelley, whose last verses were quoted earlier. The pylons and outer walls are adorned with scenes where Ramses appears before the gods, paying homage to them. Others record his military triumphs, most prominent among them being, unsurprisingly, the famous Battle of Kadesh against the Hittites that gave rise to the first recorded peace treaty in history. Meanwhile, the roof of the hypostyle hall was once supported by 48 beautifully decorated papyrus columns, thus evoking the primeval mound and the dawn of creation. Unfortunately, the location of the temple complex at the edge of the floodplain of the Nile made it prone to water erosion. Indeed, time hasn't been kind to the Ramesseum. By the Third Intermediate Period, around the 22nd Dynasty, the site was used as a burial ground for the Theban clergy. Meanwhile, during the later period, around the 29th Dynasty, many stones were removed to build extensions to the temple of Ramses III at Medinet Habu. Later, during the 1st century AD, the core of the temple was transformed into a Coptic Christian church. Subsequently, it fell into ruin. It was only rediscovered during Napoleon's Egyptian campaign in 1798, making it possible for us today to admire this site despite its ruinous state. Around the temple complex are many administrative buildings and storage sites, many of which are believed to have been pillaged for stone by later generations. These structures contain the earliest arches in history. It is estimated that when these arched granaries were filled to capacity, they would have fed up to 20,000 people for an entire year. Grain was as precious as gold in ancient Egypt, and filling these granaries to full capacity was a sure sign of abundance, prosperity, and the pharaoh's great wealth. In any case, anything associated with Ramses II is nothing short of a display of grandeur and extravagance. 33 centuries later, we still marvel at this pharaoh's opulence.